Hello, I am tatocat and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Lucid9. I know in the previous episode that I would pray to the graves, of protein shakes and molasses that would fix my editing program, but it didn't seem to work and it's acting up again. So this is another live recording. So forgive me if there's any weird noises or kind of mistakes in wording. I will try to get it in one shot, but I'd rather upload a live recording than wait days and days to fix a program. So I apologize in advance. Alright, let's get started. I could have poked a little more fun at her if I wanted to, but I don't even have energy for that. I'm just about to head back to my apartment when my phone frantically buzzes to life. And it's Rui. Hey, are you busy right now? I need some grunt labor. Get Marvelous Masa then. Courtyard now. I resignedly slide my phone back into my pocket and head to the courtyard. The back of my mind wonders why she didn't contact me earlier. Drama club maybe? And Masato in track? And Yahiko in his happy club? They have their own lives. They're not obligated to babysit me every day. Logically speaking. Rui is leaning against 3 humongous suitcases by the nearest bench, biting her lip furtively as she twines her fingers in her skirt. Oh good, you came. I see how it is. You only call me when it's convenient for you. The bitterness in my tone is only half joking. Rui doesn't seem to notice this. Hey, you're the one who hasn't joined any clubs. I curb my tongue at this comment, no matter how much I'd like to snap back. She's right, it's my own fault. So, what's all this about? I'm going back home for a while. What? Where'd this come from? She did have a fight with her roommate. Although, judging from Akira's words earlier, I think I know why. I mean, I still come to school every day and everything. It's just, a little commute. I notice that she blatantly dodges the question. It's a 1-hour commute to the other side of town. Well, on the bright side, it's less time with you. Ha, ha, ha. It is less time. With me, with Masato, with Yahiko, with anyone. She feels painfully distant. Really though, it'll be nice to spend some time with my parents. You might want to consider doing the same thing. My house is 3 hours away, really. In a, entirely different city. You haven't called in a while, have you? I only shrug. I don't hate my parents. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite. I hate to cause any more trouble than I already have. Better to leave them in peace and quiet. Well, we should go. If I miss my train, I'm stranded here. For a wild, reckless moment, I'm seized with the impulse to make her stay. Not that I'd actually do it. Let me guess. You need me to carry the luggage? Well, isn't that what friends are for? What kind of friends do you have? She playfully bumps my shoulder, but it feels foreign, stilted. Really, really nice ones to help an innocent maiden with her luggage? Right? I grab 2 of the suitcases and pull them by their handles. They drag against me, protesting with weight. What do you have in here? Bricks? Your brain. Aw, It's so big.
You mean it's so dense?
I chuckle at this. Rui smiles shyly, pulling the remaining suitcase alongside me.
Thanks, Yama.
We head to the main street in silence, staring everywhere but at each other. It's not until we settle at the bus stop when I find myself with words. I restlessly tap my fingers against the worn metal zippers of her case, searching for my thoughts. Why did you call me instead of Masato? He's the kind of guy you want for this.
I don't think so. Anyway, Masato must be busy with track and honor society, and yeah.
That's weird, Rui. It's not a normal reaction.
He shouldn't have time to notice little things like this.
Her answers only cultivate more confusion. Wait, so is she like this because Masato confessed to her, and then she turned him down because of me, Yama, and so now she's feeling kind of weird and guilty, and that's why he's pissed off and he punched me in the face. Is that what happened? In a way, you're moving back home. That isn't exactly little.
Well, still, it's distracting and weird and honestly unattractive.
Am I speaking the same language as anyone at this school? Of all people, I would have thought that I would at least understand Rui. I'd grown up with her. I knew her. Heck, in some ways, I knew her better than I knew myself. Can she change that much in just 2 days? Look, Masato's your friend, and you're moving. That's all there is to it, right? Clearly, I'm getting nowhere with this. Where's Yahiko?
Die.
I'm taking a sip of Mountain Dew. Okay, that's better. Rui relaxes slightly at this abrupt change of topic.
Busy.
How busy?
Who knows? Probably just wanted to skip out on helping or something.
I want to inquire further, or at the very least tell her about the exchange between him and Haru. But we arrive at the subway station just then, cutting our conversation short. The platform is hauntingly empty. The orderly benches are completely free of cigarettes, gum, or scraps of paper. It's as if they've never been sat on. Furthermore, the only person in sight is the attendant at the ticket booth, and he's currently snoring. In a way, it makes sense. Not only is this a minor station, but Isamu is known for its strength and security and prosperity. Why would anyone want to leave that? No. It's still strange. The platform had some pretty decent traffic when we were heading to District 8 the other day, but now it's completely empty. Even this is the quiet spell before rush hour. Is it really reasonable? Come to think of it, how is the city reacting to the disappearances? I live in a bubble where the only reactions I see are the ones of my fellow students. I have no clue what the common office worker is thinking, or the common housewife, or the common fast food worker. Why are they all common? Why can't they be, less than common or more than common? Is the city afraid? Or am I just looking too much into this? Rui quietly tugs at my sleeve, clutching her pre-bought tickets in her hand.
This place gives me the creeps.
Didn't you go home yesterday night?
Oh gosh, don't remind me. I swear there was a zombie hiding in the corner.
Boo.
Eek!
I burst into laughter as she leaps away, flailing her arms wildly in my direction.
Yama.
Well, see any zombies?
I wish Miki were here. She could return the favor with, I don't know, a little scare.
Scare?
Say an innocent little bug.
Don't you dare.
Or maybe a big hairy spider with huge eyes and pincers that click together as it...
Come here. I lunge towards her. She starts further down the platform, giggling lightly. I bolt towards her, but a sudden shadow darts across the edge of my vision. Get away from me. What? I stop short. Rui also grinds to a halt. 2 academy students are sprinting across the platform on the opposite side of the track, weaving between the columns and jumping over benches in the haste to what? At first I think they're just having a casual race, but then the second student crashes into a trash can and plants it into the ground. The first doesn't even spare him a glance.
It's Yahiko.
Yahiko? Wait a second. So they're saying on the other side of the platform? Over here? There is no over here. Where are they running? Is there like a way over in the corner that I'm just not seeing? No. She gestures to the student who just took a nasty fall. I look again, stomach dropping as I recognize the familiar head of blonde hair. Yahiko? What's Yahiko doing here? Chasing somebody, apparently. He's struggling to pull himself to his feet, clutching at his ribs, his face twisted in a way that I've never seen before. Harsh angles and contorted lines that make him look like a completely different person. The other boy, who's currently halfway down the platform, is bony and pale with brown hair that hangs over his eyes. It's Shoji. Shoji and Yahiko? What are they doing here? Isn't Shoji supposed to be missing? If, of course, the words of Irie's boys can be trusted. We just saw him the other day. He's not really missing. And he was in his room before that. Still not missing. He was just being isolated in the shut-in. Why are they running? What's going on? I said get away. You know, I kind of think Shoji deserves a Sprite at this point. He's kind of been through some stuff. Shoji, don't be like this. I hear a faint blare of the incoming train. Shoji staggers close to the tracks, a wild look in his eyes. I know what you're trying to do. I know who you are. You're too close, Shoji. Rui bolts forward, but I catch the glint of the train and snag the collar of her jacket. Don't. You'll just hurt yourself. The words slip from my throat, cool, slimy, like a serpent.
But...
Yahiko suddenly throws himself at Shoji, tackling him closer to the train. Rui tenses but doesn't move. Get off. No, you're not in your right mind, Shoji. Shoji socks him straight in the jaw. Yahiko flinches backward and keeps his grip secure as he drags himself to his feet. The train blares in its incoming approach.
What is he doing?
Shoji wriggles his grasp, snapping his feet at Yahiko's knees, but Yahiko refuses to buckle. He stumbles closer to the tracks, ignoring Shoji's fingernails prying at his hands. Okay. So, is Shoji trying to jump onto the tracks, or just trying to run away and Yahiko was trying to pull him away. That's what seems like happening, but kind of sounds like he's pulling him towards the tracks unless I'm reading it wrong. The train surges closer as they pass over the caution line. Okay, so Yahiko is stopping Shoji, but Shoji is trying to get away from him and in the process is getting closer to the tracks. Stop fighting me. Let go. Rui clutches my arm, staring pleadingly at me.
We need to help.
We can't.
What? No, we need to call police, hospital, someone.
It's too late. Lights flare in the tunnel, and train barrels closer. Rui slumps against my chest, eyes blink. Shoji braces his feet against the ground. Yahiko staggers to the edge. They're screaming now. Half of the words are indistinguishable, drowned by a roaring horn. Killed, just stood, watched. Not fault. Disgusting liar. Finally, Yahiko wrenches his arms. Shoji teeters over the edge, limbs thrown back. He's gonna catch him, right? The train thunders forward. He's gonna catch him, right? I absolutely cover Rui's eyes with my hand, my gaze transfixed as he... Oh. He didn't catch him. Oh my goodness. I have to give my props for the splatter effect that just happened. Wow. I didn't think he was going to die. But you think that somebody who doesn't have a sprite is important enough to die or something. That's a terrible way to die. Terrible death to witness. Oh. Falls right beneath the nose of the train, which steamrolls over him, blood splayed over its front. I barely catch a glimpse of Yahiko's face, transfixed with twisted horror before the train pulls to a stop between us.
What happened? Yama, what?
My head begins to spin as red pulses before my eyes.
Oh no. Yama, listen to me. You're okay. You'll be fine.
I stumble backwards, my hands groping for a wall, a bench, anything. My stomach rises with nausea.
We're in Isamu, Yama. We're in the train station. You can breathe. You're okay.
The smell of iron and smoke pummels my nostrils. My vision twists into monochrome. Rui fades out of sight, her words blurry in my ears.
Fine. Okay. Here.
I fall away from reality, the screams of passerbys ringing in my ears.
Here, I'll give you a shot. I hate shots.
I'm going to make him sound like a little girl, because little boys sound like little girls, and that's, the best little boy voice I can do, so forgive me.
It's okay. This one won't hurt. Are you sure? Well, not too much. Circle, dot, dot. Now you got the goodie shot. So I won't die? Yeah. That's what shots do, right? Yeah, thanks, sis.
Oh. What was that? Hey, what's going on? Mind where you're driving. I can't help it. Good heavens, what is out there? I saw lots of it. Sweepers must have been delayed. Well, pull over, stop, do something. Just sit tight and be quiet. I need to concentrate.
Me too. I don't like this bus. We'll be fine. Don't worry.
Damn it. No. This episode is just full of crashes and death, huh?
Ooh, Yama.
Oh.
Oh.
Poor little girl. That poor little boy. Poor Yama. Poor Mizu.
Mizu? It's okay. Get off, sis. I can't breathe. Mizu, get off. Why aren't you moving? Oh. Please, sis.
Officer, a kid alive back. How? Air pocket looks like glass. Quick, get. Oh. My eyes. Did it get him too? The girl? Didn't. Instantaneous. It wasn't instantaneous because she spoke. Sir, civilians escort away. Give back you. Oh god, no. No, Hana. Ryoshi, where's please? My eyes shoot open and I clutch at my chest, coughing violently. A hand immediately grips my shoulder, and I feel something cold and solid at my lips. A glass? Water? I guzzle it violently, throat burning as it slips into my stomach. My vision finally begins to clear. I'm bundled up in a large comforter, reclined against my sofa. Rui is kneeling in front of me, her expression ridden with concern. She hesitantly brushes her fingertips against my forehead. They feel like ice.
You're burning up.
She hurries back to the kitchen. I hear the comforting gurgle of my faucet. The warm scent of chicken broth drifts through the air. What happened? The words escape from my throat, a croaky groan. Rui quickly returns and slips the newly refilled glass into my hand. I sip at it, slower this time.
You were in shock. You lapsed twice as we came to your apartment. Thankfully, you didn't faint until we got here.
I meant Yahiko and Shoji. She freezes, her expression flickering in pain.
I didn't see. Everyone rushed out of the train to see what happened. There were police, ambulances, reporters. It was a mess.
I narrow my eyes at her. Her hands are clasped tightly, shaking in her lap. Nervousness? Definitely. From trauma? Not quite. Are you hiding something from me, Rui?
They arrested Yahiko.
What?
He's currently being detained at the station.
How long have I been out? My chest suddenly ceases, pushing me into a coughing fit. Rui disappears into the kitchen and comes back with a bowl of steaming chicken noodle soup.
Eat this.
I work to spoon the food into my mouth, but my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Rapid thoughts, one after another, are pounding at my head. Did Yahiko just kill someone? Not on purpose, at least. Did Shoji just die before my eyes? Yes, most definitely he did.
Oh, let me.
She takes the bowl from my grasp, holding the spoon before my lips. Feeding me? Really?
I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Let you starve?
She quickly jams the spoon in my mouth. The warm, savory liquid soothes my throat. I instinctively hum in approval. It's good.
Well, duh.
A thought dawns on me as I take another spoonful of soup. What happened to your luggage?
Luggage?
You were going back home.
Oh, well, plans change.
It does tend to happen when you see someone die. Does Masato know?
I don't know.
You haven't told him?
Well,
Where's he been? Has he contacted you?
no. No, he hasn't, okay? And he won't.
She grips the bowl in both hands, her shoulders slumping. For the first time, I notice how tired she looks.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you.
No, it's okay. But what's been happening to all of us? How are you feeling?
Fine.
I see that the bloodshot veins in her eyes and the deep shadows to her skin, and how there's no life to her smile. Liar. Come here. I take the bowl from her hands and place it on the ground, then slide an arm around her shoulder, rubbing it gently. She seems to collapse inwardly, hiding her face in her hands.
Why? Why is this happening?
It's okay.
I don't understand. First with Masato, then Akira, then Yahiko. Everyone's leaving.
Leaving? Don't worry, I won't leave.
Yama?
Are you forgetting that, you, Masato, and Yahiko are a year above her, and you're all third years, which means you'll be graduating, so you will be leaving. Unless you get a job in an apartment nearby and just kind of constantly appear at her school after you graduate, which is a little weird. She relaxes at my words and wipes her sleeve across her face.
Well, it's not like anyone else would put up with you, right?
Right. Her mood seems to lighten, but her brow flickers in concern.
You saw Mizu, didn't you?
I nod silently, trying to swallow past the lump in my throat. Yeah.
And?
It's okay. This wasn't the first time. I tried to pass this off as a joke, but Rui goes deathly still.
What?
Maybe this wasn't a good idea. What am I supposed to say? I nearly drowned yesterday? Never mind.
Yama, tell me what happened, now.
Her eyes pierce through me, and her mouth is set in a hard frown. Looks like I should just come clean. I almost drowned yesterday. You know, the Rainbow River? Shoji was drowning. I thought I could save him.
But that river...
I know. It was the very first reason why my family had moved away from Isamu. Because of what happened in that river. The river that was miles further upstream bordered a certain elementary school. I had been born and raised in Isamu, and I had a sibling. But after the accident in the river, a frightening bus crash that resulted in around 30 casualties. Well, we didn't stick around. So we moved, nice town 3 hours away, a quiet place called Seto, where we were supposed to start over, a town where I met Rui and Misaki. But then when Rui's parents found jobs in the prosperous metropolis of Isamu, they couldn't hesitate to take them, not when they were still working through the aftermath of the recession. So Rui came to Isamu, and I came with her. Back to this cursed city and this cursed river.
You know how dangerous that river can be. Why would you even... You can't even swim.
Yeah, well, there's a reason it turned out the way it did.
And when were you gonna tell me this?
The edge to her voice alerts me to just how distressed she is. Is it really such a big deal?
You could have died.
Well, I didn't.
That's not the problem, Yama. You don't tell me anything.
Her sudden outburst stuns me into silence. She grips my shoulders, fingers curling through the comforter and digging into my arms.
You're always hiding things. I never know what's going on. Don't you trust me? Why?
Her voice is shaking. I work to speak past the numbness on my tongue. I don't hide anything from...
Then what about Shigure? What about the investigation? What about the serial murders? What about...
She grips my shirt, tears dripping onto my comforter.
You haven't told me anything. That you've been staying up late? That these things keep happening to you? I don't know what you've been doing after school. I don't even see you around.
I blurt out the one thing on my mind. How did you know about the investigation?
Yeah, Rui, how did you know about the investigation? Is that what's important right now? A little bit, yeah, why? Why do you know about that? It's a little weird, sketchy. You're investigating serial killings, Yama. And you don't even have training in anything. And you're just a kid. And you can't do that.
Can't do what? Can't do everything? Can't do anything? Has there ever been something that I could do? Not a good student, not a good son, not a good investigator. Tell me, Rui, is there anything I am good at?
You know, being an average student is just fine if it keeps you alive.
I can't live like that.
If you keep this up, you're not going to live at all.
Don't you get it? I'm fine with that.
What are you even saying?
That he's terribly depressed, Rui. I'm sick of being useless. My anger is burning to my mouth. I'm spewing whatever comes to my head. Why have you stuck around me, huh? Why have you stuck around such an incompetent excuse for a human being? You sure don't get it. You sure don't get anything from it.
The only thing you're incompetent at is telling me when important stuff happens in your life. Like, oh, I don't know, the fact that you almost drowned yesterday? How about the fact that you got into a serious fight with your roommate and you just disappeared on her? Or you disappeared and we thought you got murdered in the murder forest? Am I really even a friend to you?
What kind of friend? What is a friend? Someone who makes you feel nice and cozy? Is that why you're with me? Sticking around someone you know you're better than at everything probably made you feel really good about yourself.
Shut up! You don't even know what's been happening. You don't even care. You don't even ask. You just sit back and do nothing.
Do nothing.
I no longer see the need to expend resources on a worthless assistant.
Why don't you try at anything? You're the genius, figure it out. See, he should have a Sprite. Rage floods to the tips of my fingers. I can feel venom slicking over my tongue. I do nothing. I sit around my apartment and twiddle my thumbs all day. Yep, that's me. That's Yama Ishimoto. What a kid, what a stupid, arrogant kid. Did nothing while his sister, his older sister, would have had so much potential.
Yama.
You know what she wanted to be? A defense attorney. At 9 years old. She didn't even know what it was. She just asked her parents what the best job to protect people was, and they said a lawyer. So, she had her heart set on being a lawyer. Meanwhile, what did Yama want to be? Goyo Yama Ishimoto wanted to be a, wait for it, tree. Yes, I kid you not, a tree. The kind with leaves and a trunk and all that crap. Why? Because trees were tall and green, and he thought both of those attributes were pretty cool at that time. Stupid, isn't it? I would have chosen Godzilla. He's tall and green. Ish. He's greenish. Pretty green. You know what would have been better? If Yama died and Mizo had lived. I would have liked that. Wouldn't you have liked that? Oh, survival skill.
Don't blame yourself for that, Yama. It wasn't your fault that she died. It was the blizzard, the bus driver, the sweepers. You shouldn't have been on that bus in the first place.
I like to think that I really would. Maybe for a while I did. I clench my hands until my nails are digging grooves in the base of my palm. But you know what? Someone kept bringing it up.
What?
You could have left me alone. You could have let me forget. But you didn't let me. Why? Why do you keep nagging me? Why are you so insistent on sticking around me every day, every hour, every minute? Why? What? I can't do anything on my own now? It always needs to be with you? Tears fill her eyes and spill onto her cheeks. My eyes and throat are burning. My tongue feels like it's on fire, but I can't stop. I was fine. And then you came. You made me think of her. Do you like it when I suffer? Do you like seeing me in pain? Well, congratulations, because you did an excellent job. My head swivels harshly to the side, cheeks smarting from the impact of Rui's palm. She stares angrily at me, tears dripping from her chin onto the carpet. You deserve that slap, definitely.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for caring for you. I'm sorry for sticking up for you. I'm sorry for spending time with you. I'm sorry for being such a terrible burden. I'm sorry to myself for putting up with such an ignorant, thankless person all these years. Her every word socks me straight into the gut, even though she speaks quietly. Thanks for being honest with me. I didn't realize I was such a horrible person. Horrible for worrying about you, horrible for being upset when you could have died yesterday, and I wouldn't have known at all. But by all means, keep telling me. It's not like I know my own faults or anything.
She storms to the front door, slinging her backpack over her shoulder.
Goodbye, Ishimoto.
She slams the door behind her, leaving me in frigid silence. Anger burns from my stomach to the tip of my fingers. I'm seized by a wild urge to grab something, anything, and smash it against the ground. But anything I look at, I can't bring myself to break. I glance out the window. Rui's already heading out the gate. I toss on a light jacket and tear down the stairs, grinding to a halt at the gate, and make a sharp turn to the opposite gate. The only way to expel this is a walk. A nice, long, preferably death-inducing walk. I break into a run as the cold air hits my face. I was fine. I was perfectly fine. Rue is the one who freaked out. She's always been that way. Always nagging me. Always giving me a hard time. She felt excluded. Who was the person who went home yesterday? Who was the person who never talked to me? Who was the person who made me run around the Isamu forest thinking that she'd been brutally murdered? I just can't take it anymore. Any of it. Okay, we will stop here for this episode. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. I am tatocat. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.